Fix it! There it is. We turned it off and on again. Ah, juicy. Oh, there it is. There it is, chat. We're back visiting after 10 years. Oh my god. All right, so a couple small things here. One, I'm gonna switch the view here to give both of the frames per second of this old game to you guys. Also, this game doesn't have windowed mode. The game will pause anytime I tab out to do a redeem or something. Mike, it's been 15 years? 10 years since I've played it, Apon. All right. Here we go. Dragon Age Origins. The game that started it all. There's Dragon Age Origins. It's got DLCs, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition. They're currently working on Dragon Age 4. And according to Julia, Dragon Age Salcon. So, new game. Origins. The original. The OG. And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon the world. The Canticle of Thrinodes. 8:13. Can you link that last Dragon Age you mentioned? I think Julia's got a link for it.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it.
Chantry. Man, so much pent-up hate is coming back to me.
They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
Dwarves trying to hold the line.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed.
That guy gives me Boromir vibes. He's not living.
It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten.
Oh my god, him! It's been so long I forgot.
We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
He had 2 swords and he didn't even need them.
It may even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Ooh. Oh man, dude, there's so much coming back to me. As soon as they said the Chantry, in my brain, I was like, those guys. Wait, what? Oh, that's right, the Chantry. Like, the anger came back, then the logic. Alright. The background you select will determine which of 6 distinct opening stories you play through. It also affects how characters respond to you throughout the game. Alright, so we got obviously we got the man and the lady. And we got either human, elf, or dwarf. Dwarves and you know what? Hold on. I'll just read this to you. Humans, the most numerous yet the most divided of all the races. Only 4 times have they ever united under a single cause. The last being centuries ago. Religion and the chantry play a large part in human society. It distinguishes them culturally from elves and dwarves more than anything else. Humans can be warriors, rogues, or mages. Elf. Once enslaved by humans, most elves have all but lost their culture, scrounging and impoverished living in the slums of human cities. Only the nomadic Dalish tribes still cling to their traditions, living by the bow and the rule of their old gods as they roam the ancient forest. Welcome nowhere else. Elves can be warriors, rogues, or mages. Dwarf. Rigidly bound by caste and tradition, the dwarves have been waging a losing war for generations, trying to protect the last stronghold of their once vast underground empire from the Darkspawn. So again, for people new to this franchise, so in Guild Wars 2, like the Asura got chased out of the underground by Primordus's minions. The Darkspawn are coming from underground. So the dwarves who live underground are basically the world's first line of defense. And they're like, hey, you guys should come help us. And the humans are like, oh yeah, you got it, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. So they're down there like, you know, Doom Guy. They're fighting hell underground. Dwarves are very tough and have a high resistance to all forms of magic, thus preventing them from becoming mages. Let's see. +1 strength, dex, +2 con, 10% chance to resist hostile magic. Elves get 2 willpower, 2 magic. Humans get +1 to everything. I kind of want to play a rogue. So in this game, there's a bunch of subclasses for all the different things. Rogue had a bard class and a ranger class, and I would kind of like to do that. Now, any of them can be a rogue. So you could be a human rogue, an elf rogue, or a dwarf rogue. I played a mod that added a class where you could basically eat the souls of your enemies. What the heck? Humans being scritty, humans never finish the game. Yeah. Dwarf bard, that sounds cool. Dwarf sneak. Poll for race. Well, tell you what. Here's what I'll do. I clearly remember the human and elf stories. So I will do a dwarf one. Plus, it seems like chat likes that. Like the human one, the rogue was a noble. The elf one, you either start as like a true elf or you start in a slum and life sucks. I don't know if I ever did this one. All right. The makeup for battle. Let's see, what are my options? The dwarf commoner, born casteless in a land where rank is everything, bound as the lackey and thug of a local crime lord. You spent your life invisible until chance thrusts you into the spotlight, where you can finally prove whether you will be defined by your actions or your birth. Noble. Oh, the armor looks cool. As the favored child of the Dwarven King, you proudly take up your first military command, only to learn that the deadly intrigues of family and sycophants can pose a greater danger than even the battlefield. Oh, politics? All right, politics, God. All right, I think I'm gonna choose commoner. Noble is better story-wise. Wait, Dwarf Noble gives you a nice chunk of gold. Noble, I was ever screaming Noble. Dude, really? God, he does have a cooler armor. Okay, everyone's screaming Noble. All right, I'll listen to the masses this time. All right.
Greetings.
Appearance and voice. Name. Mukluk. Last name is Audican. Guys, look at me, I'm so curvy! Skin complexion. This is more than complexion. Yo, this guy didn't sleep in the last week. I mean, this guy would be even more pasty, right? Because he's underground all the time. He gets no sunlight. Skin tone. Pasty paste. Tattoo. Oh. Do we get tats? Should we call him Mukluk? Oh gosh. Dark black is fine. Tattoo intensity. That's fine. A little modest. All right, hair. What do we got? Okay, just got the shortcut. Let's just pull it back and tie it off. The Geralt of Rivia Dwarven style. Beard. Ah, yes, oh my god, no, baby face. Holy crap, no, hide that. Oh, like me in a few years, we're going to hide that. Put the beard back. There's not a lot of beard options. That's fine. Eyebrows. I was kind of hoping for some crazy brows that just like went down and like the old man from Bleach. Stubble. Sure. It'll blend in well with my tats. Oh shoot. Hair and beard color. It's a really dark brown. Alright. Eyes. Yeah, the eyes are fine. Nose. Oh my god. Dude, that is a cup holder. Are you kidding me? Alright. We'll get a modest nose there. Alright, the rest of that is probably fine. Neck and ears. Neck thickness, full Vegeta. All the way to the right. Ear size. That's fine. Ear high, that's fine. Portrait. Just turn his back to the portrait. There we go. Mysterious as the dark side of the moon. There we go. Expression. I forgot about this. There we go. Perfect. Voice.
I have lost the spell.
How do you do?
Greetings. Greetings. Charmed, I'm sure.
Greetings.
Charmed, I'm sure. I've lost the spell. This weapon does nothing. Move aside, please. Greetings.
I cannot cast it. It is unharmed. How do you do?
Damn. Lost the spell. Not even a scratch?
Scoot.
Greetings. I have lost the spell. My weapon does nothing.
Greetings. Well, that didn't work. Well, this is odd. Move aside.
How do you do?
Charmed, I'm sure.
Let's do suave. Points to spend. Oh gosh, this is where Fluker would ruin everything. Let's see. Dexterity is the measure of agility, reflexes, and balance. Higher dex improves the character's chances to hit, make the character more likely to dodge incoming blows, and contributes to the damage dealt by piercing weapons like daggers or arrows. Archery and dual weapon fighting styles demand high dex to master, making this attribute a favorite for rogues. Cunning determines how well the character learns and reasons. Most skills, like herbalism or combat tactics, require a quick mind to master, and an observant eye can more easily find weaknesses in enemy armor. Rogues benefit most from this statistic, as many of their class abilities and special attacks rely on subtlety or reading the target, not raw strength. Constitution is health. We don't need magic. What is willpower? Determination and mental fortitude. With high willpower, mages can cast more spells thanks to a deeper mana pool. For warriors and rogues, it grants more stamina for combat tactics and special techniques. Strength measures a character's physical prowess and directly affects the damage a character deals in physical combat. It also contributes to the accuracy of melee attacks. Higher strength is essential for warriors, in particular if they wish to wield two-handed weapons, and is nearly as critical for rogues. All into strength for a rogue, though. Let's do that. Points to spend. We have 1 point to spend. Oh gosh. Okay, so we start out with poison making and combat training. Basic combat training. Combat training upgrade. Warriors and rogues gain access to second tier weapon talents as well as bonus to stamina regen. Combat tactics can formulate strategies quickly in battle and consequently gain a combat tactics slot. I don't remember what that does. Herbalism, survival, trap making, stealing, quick enough to pilfer small items from others, whether friendly or hostile, as long as they're not too alert. Coercion seems noble-like. Coercion, influential enough to convince others to change their views. Strength contributes to more intimidating character. Cunning contributes more persuasive. I'm gonna do coercion. I like being the silver tongue charmer. Spend 2 points. We already have dirty fighting. Below the belt. How is that not dirty enough? The rogue delivers a swift and unsportsmanlike kick to the target, dealing normal combat damage as well as imposing penalties to defense and movement speed unless the target passes a physical resistance check. Yeah, the check is just, are you male? Deft hands, understanding of opening locks and spotting traps, but particularly dexterous hands and a steady grip give the character a bonus when picking locks or disarming traps. The character's cunning score also contributes to these skills. I feel like we're gonna need that. Dual weapon, archery. Probably gonna go archery. Alright. Let's get deft hands for like picking locks. Melee archer. Experienced in fighting in tight quarters, has taught the archer to fire without interruption even when being attacked. Pinning shot. A shot to the target's legs disables the foe, pinning the target in place unless it passes a resistance check and slowing movement speed afterwards. So I don't even, we're probably not gonna have like a healer or anything right away. So I'm gonna get melee archer just so I can still fire if something gets in my face. Please select a difficulty level. Let's just do normal. Normal's fine. Give me the intended gameplay experience.
The Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of 2 known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads.
Chat, look, it's more people than all of Canaan City.
Thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount.
The appearance of honor.
You are the second child of King Endrin of House Aidukan, the ninth Aidukan ruler elected by the noble assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent.
I put on my clothes.
I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
Better safe than sorry. Shield me.
Certainly. You'll cut an imposing picture out there. Of course, if every other noble has a shield and 3 swords, you'll feel awfully underdressed.
Someone says, can we turn on... Yeah, well, hold on a sec. Let me do a couple things here. So first of all, let's move this a touch. I'll turn on subtitles as soon as I can. Oh wait, no, they are on. They're at the top of the screen. Never mind. You, my friend, are ridiculous.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
Why not above the text? The text, the size of the text box changes depending on how many options there are, Jackals, so I'm just gonna do this for now. If the UI ends up, if I'm covering the UI, I'll move it again. What sort of grievances?
The usual. This lord had my cousin killed, this lord seduced my wife, this lord did the exact thing I'd planned to do to him, but he did it first. They pose and bluster, and each pretends he is the honorable man in a den of thieves and assassins. Bah. The rest is worth seeing, though. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. I'll practice my cheering.
Proving sounds appealing. Let's go have a look.
Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until the feast.
Tactical view. The game can be played from a variety of tactical viewpoints. Use the mouse wheel to bring your camera down. While paused, you can issue orders to your character. Right-click on your desired location. Your character now has a move order. You can issue orders in real time, or while paused, press space to unpause. Okay. Alright, so really quickly here. Audio. Okay, subtitles isn't in here. Subtitles. Okay, I think we got it. Alright. Let's do... We'll do that for now. Okay. Vanity. Lesser health poultice and blood dragon plate. Requires 38 strength. What the heck? Okay. So I've got some insane armor, but I can't use it. To equip new items, you need to open the inventory screen. Do so now by clicking on the highlighted icon or press I. To unequip, drag an item from its icon on the left side of the screen back into your inventory. Remove your character's armor or clothing now. Oh my! To equip, drag items to your inventory directly onto the character or into the appropriate space. Such a shame. For easy access to consumable items, place them in your quick bar. Drag an item to your quick bar now. Okay. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff here. New codex, the King Indran Adukin. Adukin! We're gonna need a longer beard. This is one of the longer beard options. New codex.
I am proud to serve the Idukans.
Adukin! Where's this go? Trian's room. Are you Trian? Who are you? Gorim.
Aaron? Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Why are you running?
I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
What are you doing in my brother's quarters?
She's, it seems she's one of your brother Balin's newest, companions. Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lord Idukin's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out, with your leave, my lord.
What is this option? Gorim, tell her she may take her leave of me.
Go.
Thank you. I will go now.
It's like, I could have just talked to her directly, but I talked to him. While I'm in here, bro, I'm gonna borrow your gloves. I'm sure you don't mind. Alright, what do we got here? Dwarven's Merchant Belt. Increases monetary gain. Oh, bro, you've been holding out on me. I can't use the gloves. I'm not strong enough. The posh dwarf prince. Yes. Let's see. What's over here?
I am at your service. Good day, Lord Idukan.
Father's room. Can't unlock.
I am at your service.
How are you liking DAO? So far, both of the minutes of it have been great. Let's see.
You sure you want to go to the feast now? I doubt we can escape to see the provings once we're inside.
Oh, whoops. Let's go to the provings.
I can't wait to see who's fighting today.
Let's see. Out this one?
Your father has allowed the merchants to show their wares in the Diamond Quarter during these celebrations.
I'm sure we can work this out reasonably. It's in the records. There's nothing I can do.
Merchant.
The finest in home decorations!
But my lord, these are surface silks, dyed with the finest saffron and indigo and embroidered by skilled elven tradesmen. I've seen Prince Balin Iduken himself wearing a robe made of something quite similar.
So I pay your exorbitant price, only to end up looking like a poor imitation of Prince Balin. You'll get no coin from me.
But that's not what I meant, my lord. My lord! My lord Iduken, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares?
Gorim, why is this man speaking to me? No, dude. Clicking the mean dialogue options makes me feel bad. Do you have something I might want?
Not for a mighty warrior such as yourself, my lord, but perhaps a lady friend. I forget myself. I'll be silent.
This looks to be mostly fabrics from the human lands. These merchants form alliances with those who have abandoned our ways to live on the surface.
It's nice to have such pretty things.
If it can't be used to polish my shield, what good is it?
This poor guy got insulted by two posh people in a row.
Big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my sibling's second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
I wish there was an option. Gorim, tell him to stuff it. I don't like any of these. Bellin, help me out here.
You're on your own. I've been dealing with him all afternoon.
What exactly is that supposed to mean, little brother?
Nothing, Trian. I've been having a great time. The speech you gave to the legless boy about hard work and making something of himself was fantastic.
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
It's cute how you think you can order me around.
I'd advise you to watch that tongue, dear sibling. Father will not live forever. Come, Balin.
How does the cheer thing work?
Nothing like being talked down to by the next king.
Anything over 300 will do text-to-speech. Oh, wow, that's dark. Ignore him. It's my day, not his.
That it is. Let's get back to enjoying it, shall we?
Okay, let's see. We were going this way. What's your deal?
This piece, darling.
My lord Iduken, nothing here rivals your amazing Iduken armor, but if you wish something made...
You know very well House Iduken has its own royal armorers.
Of course. Forgive me.
Show me your wares anyway, merchant.
You honor me, your highness.
I see the problem, good sir. I'm broke. I could sell that was blood dragonfly. I don't know if I'm gonna need this. If I get a warrior in my party, I could put that on him. I'll just hang on to that for now.
Your words bring shame upon our house. See how the edges are rough and pitted? Would you compare this to Bronca's work? Trust a woman to speak of things she doesn't understand.
Boy, you about to be promoted to single.
The ancestors deliver Bronca back safely.